power up call. We are all here. Let's make sure the audio is working. Looks like all the settings are correct. There's only one Mr. Producer. I do the best I can. Let me just double, triple, 1,000% check. The audio is working. The audio is working. We're good. All right. So today's morning power up call. A lot of you have probably seen the announcements. If you haven't, if you guys don't daily when you log into the campus, if you don't daily go and check the HU2 announcements and then the channel announcements, you're missing out on a lot of important information. In the HU2 announcements channel for the last couple of days, we've been talking about the new platform, which is going to be launched on November 14th. It's going to be awesome, guys. The whole point of it is to massively increase your ability to learn this information and massively increase your ability to focus and to allow us to be able to communicate with you even more clearly and share some things we haven't been able to share for some time. So I'm excited for this new program, and it prompted me to talk about this important principle today, which is that it's important to realize that we live in a world that is constantly changing, right? The conditions are constantly changing. The environment is constantly changing. And we as individuals have the wonderful opportunity to either adapt to those changes or to die as a result, right? And die is kind of an extreme case here. I'm not really talking about actual physical death, but in life, if you want to become successful, if you want to achieve results, you have to learn how to become extremely adaptable. All right. And what does it mean to be adaptable? Why is it important to be adaptable? Let me explain. Most people, let's put it this way. Most people are either lazy, scared, or dumb, right? When it comes right down to it, they're either too afraid to put in any, or they're too lazy. They don't feel the motivation, or they aren't able to invest the brain calories to adapt. Or they are scared. They're scared of change. They're scared of falling short. So they just bury their head in their sands, or they're just too dumb to see it, right? And thankfully, that's not any of you. If you've joined this program, you're definitely not too dumb. But I want to make sure we can break through any laziness or any fear you might have around the idea of change, right? Because change and adaptation are going to be crucial for your eventual success, right? Things change, the world changes, situation changes. A subject line that works today might not work 2 weeks from now. You need to develop the ability to change. This is why the OODA loop is one of the core cultural, one of the core beliefs, the core important focuses that we have here inside of the program. It's why I talk about it with you guys on day one of the program, because those who fail to adapt generally fail to succeed. Those who are able to adapt, those who are able to change their behaviors in order to get the results that they want, are able to actually get the results they want over time. We do not live in a rigid world. We do not live in a world where everything is the same. We don't live in an extremely predictable world, right? Things change. And you need to be able to change with those changing conditions. A lot of people think that Charles Darwin and his theory of evolution was about the strong surviving. And while it's generally not bad to be strong, it's important to be strong and have strength and capacity. It's not just the strong who survive, it's the adaptable, the most adaptable who survives, right? As conditions change, it's whoever can adapt to meet those new conditions, to invest and obtain energy in the most efficient way possible to meet the new conditions. Those are the ones who survive. If you're strong, monolithic, you lose, right? It's best to be adaptable. So, many of you are adapting by joining this program. You've gone from the old model of making money and earning financial freedom to, let's say, your previous generations have preached, or schools have preached, or the Matrix preaches you. And you've adopted and adapted a new model, which is where you take more control over your life. You take control of your ability to earn income, and you find new ways to provide value in the world, right? You've shifted. You've started to adapt. Now, once you've moved over to this more valuable model, this model is more adaptable compared to someone who just goes and gets a college degree and works some solid job. They're way more rigid in their ability to interact with the world economically, right? If there's a 2008 recession, they all lose their job, they lose their money. They end up poor, and bankrupt, right? That's what happened to everyone who wasn't able to adapt to the new situations of the last financial recession, right? Recessions are going to come. There are going to be ups and downs in the economy. It's it's mathematical, and it's human nature. It's just what's going to happen. So you're incentivized to find the most adaptable method for earning your income and earning your wealth so that you can adapt to changes, right? And copywriting gives you an ability to do so. People ask me all the time, hey, is copywriting recession proof? What happens during a recession? The best copywriters are the ones who are most adaptable, the ones who are best at generating money, they win, right? Those who have put in the time and effort to develop the skill so they can actually become valuable even when times are difficult. Those are the ones who receive an outsized amount of, they get extremely wealthy during recessions. That's the time you want to be a really, really good copywriter, right? It's up to you, though. As a human being, it's up to you to decide whether you will embrace rigidity, if you will embrace fear or stupidity or laziness, something that keeps you where you are now, or if you can embrace the change and the adaptability through courage, through hard work, through intellect, to actually achieve a state of adaptability where you can meet the changing conditions and win, right? How well can you go through the OODA loop? How well are you applying it to your outreach? How well are you applying it to your copywriting? And I live this as well, right? I don't know if you noticed, but every so often I completely reinvent the program from head to toe. Refilm everything, redo the progressions of the stages, redo the way the legions work. It's an extremely adaptable. I live by this. I believe that I need to constantly update and improve and adapt to the changing situations, which is why we do different types of challenges, why we do a lot of the things that we do. So you'll see as we move to this new program, this new platform, that it's going to allow us to become even more adaptable. It's an adaptation. It's an improvement. It's a change based on the circumstances that's going to allow us to provide more value to you. So sit tight, continue to build these skills that will be useful no matter where you are in the world, no matter what the conditions change into, and prepare your mind for the agility required to adapt. And as you do so, you will outperform those who are too stuck in one way, who are too stuck in one narrow avenue of thought. If you can remain open-minded and learn to think outside the box, learn to think and observe conditions in the world perspicaciously, and then approach them in new ways, indefatigability, with indefatigability, you will win. You will beat people with a narrow thought every time. So keep this principle in mind. Review your life, review your approach to learning, review your approach to landing clients, review your approach to providing value for your clients, and look for new ways to become more adaptable and to find creative new solutions to changing conditions. And you will be much more successful than if you stay rigid. Those who stay rigid eventually die. Adapt or die. Now, it's been a good call. We'll talk again tomorrow. I hope you all use this information, prepare yourself for the new platform, and make a lot of money in the process. I will talk with you guys again tomorrow.